What is up, everybody? Crustless Crypto here, back in the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. At 2,500 subscribers, I will be giving away $150 worth of EGLD, so make sure you guys are supporting the channel. I do have a website, crustlesscrypto.com. It is your one-stop shop for all things crypto, so make sure you guys are bookmarking it and checking it out if you want to. And I also have a Twitter at Crustless Crypto. Links will be in the description down below. So guys, unfortunately, my camera was giving me difficulties before recording this video, so you'll only be able to hear my voice. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it fixed for the next video. Now, as we all know, on the 17th of December, the Maiar exchange had released the RIDE EGLD swaps. So this was kind of their last tweet when they enabled the RIDE rewards, and then they were working on getting the harvest enabled. So we're going to be talking about the RIDE release, how it went, and my first impressions of what happened. So as you can see here, RIDE swaps have been added to the Maiar exchange. As you can see here, there's two different pairs, the EGLD RIDE pair, and then you have the EGLD RIDE earning LockMax. So there's two different pairs you could be doing depending on what your strategy is. Now, if we look up here, you are able to still earn RIDE by staking LockMax, but please note the APR for that's only 134%. A lot of people did complain about that, but it was pre-announced that there was only a certain number of rides that was going to be allocated for the staked LockMax pool, so it just fluctuates depending on how much people are staking their LockMax. As you guys can see here, is over $200 million. We take a look at the analytics tab here. RIDE is trading for $1.62 with the volume of 6.8 million, and then the liquidity being $32 million just about. My strategy right now, I am currently not holding any RIDE tokens. I did stake it for a little bit. I got around 11 RIDE tokens when I staked my LockMax. I was just comparing the reward gains compared to, you know, having this EGLD MEX liquidity pair where I'm able to make 30x every block, and that 681% APR is just way too good to pass up right now. And compared to the measly RIDE 134%. And for me, the strategy was to just continue to go back into the liquidity farm and, you know, not even worry about earning RIDE tokens right now. So some concerns about the RIDE launch. A lot of people did look forward to it and did actually make a lot of money, the ones who were a part of the lottery. But what happened was the price of RIDE actually went up exponentially as soon as it was released. As you guys can see here, just like I said earlier, is at $1.62, but it actually climbed all the way up to around $5-6. And the people who bought in and swapped their EGLD for that $6 price, not even, you know, 10-20 minutes later, the price went back down, crashing to $4.32, and then now it's sitting at $1.62. So there's a lot of concerns. A lot of people's wallets were on Shard 1 because all the smart contracts are on Shard 1 as well. It definitely bogs down the transaction times, and people were getting a lot of rejected transactions. Now, people who got transactions that went through, that they weren't realizing that the price they were swapping the EGLD for was way more than the initial launch price, which people was going to think it was going to be 10 cents. Now, if we go back here, there was also concerns about insider trading. So I had posted this, retweeted from Flight of the Fox. He had stated here, so an Elrond team member put 8,000 EGLD into RIDE and within seconds of launch and got their order filled. Ordinarily, I'd say, hey, it's their money to invest how they like, but trying to almost buy all the liquidity when you have an information advantage, kind of sketchy. So there was some definite concerns about huge wallet transfers, huge balance transfers that were going on. And as you can see here, he says the pick above is the pre-launch liquidity transaction here, which can't be traced via a few hops to the team token wallet. So if we take a look at this transaction here, there was a huge amount of RIDE tokens being swapped. If we look here, there was about 8,000 EGLD being traded for about 2.4 million RIDE tokens, and then it was getting traced all the way back to the Elrond team wallet. Now, they did have a town hall immediately following this. I think I was up at 12 a.m. that night in anticipation for it, falling asleep halfway through it. I'd like to thank Dr. Elrond here for summarizing it up for us. I want to kind of nail it on the head. He just put this out today, and I respect him for that. So we're going to get right into it here. The RIDE listing has been a painful and instructive lesson, very difficult and heartfelt, but as many times before, we'll find a way to solve things and see the light again. All focus has been on carefully investigating what happened and defining important next steps. Problem expressed by many in the Elrond community is that the RIDE listing was somehow an unfair game. Unfair because of some perceived advantages or disadvantages that lead to unfavorable outcomes. In Elrond, we've put a lot of thought into creating better and fairer opportunities that are available equally to all of the community. This has been the Elrond spirit. It's why the Elrond community wields unparalleled strength in this space. In some sense, this listing went against that spirit. Understanding how exactly and what can be done to completely prevent such a possibility in the future is what we've been thinking hard about. To better make sense of what happened, we need to differentiate between proximate cause and root cause. While a proximate cause seems like the actual problem, it's merely a symptom. The root cause is the underlying cause that has the power to alter all proximate causes. So what he's trying to say here is he wants to talk about what was the primary reason, not everything that happened as a result of it, the very root reason. So the layer impacts he discussed here is A, demand for HOLORIDE was overwhelming, available supply was quite low, and in this case with demand far exceeding supply, price was expected to see a rapid and abrupt appreciation. B, based on the above assumption, everyone designed a simple strategy preparing to buy immediately at listing, which is very true, hoping to realize huge profits by selling later to other buyers coming in. C, understanding that this was a simple strategy everyone was playing by, some other people designed a far more refined strategy to ensure they would, in fact, be able to execute the same strategy faster than most other people. Thus, some people bought at the first moment at great prices, some others bought at the second and third moments at the worst prices. In the first group of people sold, breaking the strategy of the second group of people, leading to a lot of confusion, frustration, and pain. In short, the problem was not that some people bought earlier, buying is fine and actually contributes to the growth. Rather, the problem was that some people were able to execute huge buys, followed by immediate selling, realizing large profits at the expense of the community. I think that's the most important thing here. It did kind of burn a lot of people who were in the ecosystem, in the Elrond network, and it does not leave a good taste in your mouth when you lose 20-30 grand in a split second. More concretely, the key proximate problems were first, that one account was able to buy 10.79 million ride with 5,600 EGLD at a price of 0.155 ride and has sold this amount immediately for 119,000 EGLD, which is insane, at the expense and to the detriment of the larger community. To be clear, buying and selling is part of the normal market behavior. It happens all the time at every listing on every exchange. It's just that when the buying is too sizable and the selling is done at the expense of the smaller community, we have a huge problem. Second, an account owned by one of these staking providers bought 6.9 million ride with 10,000 EGLD at a price of 0.43 cents a ride and sold part of those immediately for profits. It's not buying that is the perceived problem, it is selling at the expense of the community, and I think that's a huge thing that people need to take away from. It's not that you buy it, it's when you sell it and it completely destroys the rest of the community, which makes it really hard to recover from. Third, that an Elrond affiliate has bought 5.29 million ride with 3 transactions of 8,000 EGLD, 12,000 EGLD, and 8,000 EGLD, totaling a whopping 28,000 EGLD at a price of 1.61 cents a ride, and has actually not sold any ride for profits. Importantly, no bots have been used in this case. Buying was done manually at a market price above the current one. No selling has been done and no profits have been realized. After carefully analyzing the problems, we have come up with several solutions. First, the elephant in the room. To ensure a swift solution, the Elrond Foundation has bought all the ride tokens from the affiliate and will use them as an incentive for community and ride holders, which is cool and which is nice. They've, again, saw this problem and they're like, look, we want to take that off your hands because the potential for catastrophe added to the already chaos that was happening was not going to be a good thing. Second, we have been in discussion with the staking provider to ensure that the profits made by selling ride at the expense of the community are actually returned to the community. A more general measure will be discussed below to prevent any such issue occurring again. Third, we have identified the first and largest buyer, which sold 119,000 EGLD of ride at the expense of the entire community, realizing huge profits. After several rounds of discussions, we have reached a conclusion. 40.7 thousand EGLD and $1.1 million in ride profits will be returned to the community, and that, I think, is the most awesome thing to hear from this. The 3 solutions are in the process to be implemented. A detailed proposal will follow explaining how the tokens will be awarded to the community, and this will be the public address where the EGLD and ride will be returned. Real quick, this is a good public reception, public kind of saving thing. When you're going to be giving back a lot of this money to the community, that is huge, and it shows people that it's not a rug pull, and the team actually has our back on this. So I respect that 100%. Proximate cause address. Let's look at the root cause. The 4 points mentioned initially have created the premise for a buying arms race, one which ultimately trumped the smaller community members and went against the best interests of the project and launch. The most relevant question thus becomes, how do we ensure that such situations cannot occur at any other initial listings on the Maiar DEX? Here are the important measures we're immediately taking. So this is very important, guys, to understand in the big picture, what is the team doing now to prevent catastrophes from happening like this again? Smarter price discovery mechanisms requiring people to stake the amounts they want to buy/sell with several days in advance and granting a clear image of where the price will be at the start. Huge, and I think that's important. B, transaction size caps for the first 12 to 24 hours, ensuring no transactions above a certain amount can be performed at once and opening the possibility even for smaller buyers to buy. C, shadow ban mechanism for repetitive actions performed by bots the first day of listing. Again, very huge. And with these important measures in place, the initial listing opportunity will be equally open and fair to all Elrond community members, making sure that the premise of the game can lead to favorable outcomes for the community. They state here, we understand the pain and discomfort the initial listing has caused to many community members and will push hard to solve the immediate problems, create some new incentives for the ride holders, and implement new preventative measures to ensure the root problem cannot occur again. The Maiar DEX is still at the beginning, but has already brought a huge added value and utility to the ecosystem and community. The ride ecosystem brings a lot of promise. I wish we had learned these hard and painful lessons in a different way. And then lastly, he states here, having learned them, we'll push hard to do much better, implementing solutions and designing new products and processes with the Elrond spirit in mind, because the only way to win is by working together, and it's what has brought us here and what will bring us a lot further. Pretty meaty thread, guys, and I am glad the Elrond team has come out and actually said this. I think it's going to save them a lot of face, me as well. I was very disappointed with the ride launch, and being able to kind of take this in was a lot for me. Seeing what their next steps forward is, a lot of the times you're going to have to make mistakes on the fly, and I will not give Elrond the benefit of the doubt. They did kind of executed oversights, but I'm a huge supporter of them, and the fact that they are able to come out and still keep moving and take responsibility for their strategy, actions, decisions, that is a very important thing. Again, at the same time, do not be that person who takes massive risks and don't expect to lose that money. So the people who wanted to swap immediately, that is unfortunate, but again, that was your own decision, no one else's. And lastly, we can see that with the price, it is sitting at $258. You would expect something like this would crash the price. We're not too far from its recent pump all the way to $344. Again, the entire market is still hurting right now, so that doesn't help as well. But this is a good accumulation phase, in my opinion, not financial advice, just my opinion, because I see the long-term potential of the network, of the coin. I say it in every video, and I'm not worried of the next steps that they're going to be taking. They already know what they're working on, and I think it's important for us to support them and to help them along the way wherever we can. So guys, let me know what you guys think the ride launch went. What do you guys think the Elrond team did? Do you think that will help them in the long term? Again, I apologize for my camera not being up right now. I don't know why it's not working, but I wanted to get a video out to you guys because it's important that I do so. It's been a couple days, but I've been a little busy with some stuff. But other than that, again, like, comment, subscribe, guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll see you guys in my next video.